Hi, I'm Aidan Young. I'm the Assistant Manager of Digital Engagement at the Rubin Museum of Art, Museum of Himalayan Art and Ideas in New York City. I'm here today to talk to you about the idea of impermanence. It's the concept that everything changes, that nothing stays the same, nothing exists in a fixed state. And it's something you'll see in art from our collection. It's prevalent in both Buddhism and Hinduism. And it's taking on a special meaning to us today, right, in this day and age. So we're focusing on it all week in this video series where we take works of art, we break open the themes that are demonstrated in the art with the help of some guest speakers, and we'll leave you with some inspiration, some tips to carry with you through the rest of the day and beyond. And this week we are working with the group Brooklyn Raga Massive. Musicians from Brooklyn Raga Massive joined us to talk a little bit more about impermanence and specifically to answer the question, how can uncertainty fuel inspiration and creativity? Now let's take a look at a painting together. This multi-artist work is a contemporary interpretation of the Wheel of Existence, a visual representation of Buddhist beliefs about life, death, and rebirth. A depiction of the Wheel of Existence is usually found at the entrance of Buddhist temples. Yama, the Lord of Death, is seen holding the wheel, which contains all the realms of existence. The center represents the three mental poisons that cause suffering: greed, hatred, and ignorance. The dark path and light path, which represents karma. The different realms of existence, which practitioners may be born into. And the 12 links of dependent origination, or indications of the origins of suffering. Buddhists consider all these realms to be a conventional reality, while beyond the wheel is an ultimate reality, or nirvana, which means being free from the cycle of birth, life, death, and suffering. The 5 realms depict the 5 areas that beings can be born into, such as hungry ghosts, hell, animals, gods, and the one we occupy, the human realm. While these realms represent physical experiences, they can also be seen as psychological states. For instance, when we are dominated by ignorance, hatred, and fear, our minds can be said to be occupying another form of existence, like a hell. Amidst all the rich detail of this painting, the element that emerges with the strongest visual impact is that central circle, the wheel, the cycle of life, death, and rebirth. What the wheel is trying to show us is that life is impermanent and always moving, and when we don't accept that, it can cause a great deal of suffering. Now I'm going to introduce you to Kaoru Watanabe. Kaoru is a musician who is going to perform a song that considers this cycle of life and the dissipation of things. And that's quite a sad idea, but there is also a beauty to be found in it. Kaoru is going to challenge us to take the element, the idea of impermanence, and use it to consider how we're taking care of ourselves and to become aware of our actions and take control of them, even if it's just our breath, and move forward with intention. Here's Kaoru.
Hi, my name is Kaoru Watanabe. I play Japanese flutes, drums, and percussion. So the question, how does uncertainty fuel inspiration? I'd like to answer it by talking about breath. Breath is the first thing we do when we are born. It's the last thing we do before we die. It's a circle, it's a cycle, breathing in, breathing out. It's what we do every day. And it's something that I very consciously have been studying as a flute player for the last few decades of my life. I feel that my consciousness of breathing kind of took a turn recently. I was sick, wasn't tested, but I'm pretty sure it was the coronavirus. And for about a week, I was in a fever. I was fighting headaches and stomach cramps and all those symptoms you've heard about or might have experienced. And one thing I wanted to control was I didn't want to start coughing. I wanted to suppress that. I knew that was something that I just didn't want to allow to take over my body. So I used all the powers of my breath control to suppress that, and I feel that it saved my life. I'd like to play a piece for you now called Chiru. Chiru means to scatter, to dissipate, and it's kind of a song about impermanence of life and of things.
Thank you very much. I'd like to end by encouraging you all to perhaps trying to breathe with more intent, breathe with the idea of caring for yourself, breathing for your health. And that, of course, will connect to your ability to care for others, to care for your children, your parents, your loved ones. Breathe with intent. Please leave comments below. I'd love to hear any questions or thoughts you had about anything I said, about the music. And again, please take care.